Looking for future leaders we can trust and believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Georgia. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It begins by making their grades and being on time for practice. It includes learning to listen, following directions, accepting responsibility, being a good role model. And it's about respect for officials, opponents, the rules, and each other. The result? It transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. High school sports. There's so much more than just a game. This message presented by the Georgia High School Association and the Georgia Athletic Directors Association.
From Ray Manus Stadium on the campus of Roswell High School, welcome to the SDH Network Soccer Down Here Game of the Week. It is the doubleheader, non-region matchups with Parkview and Roswell going at it. Jason Longshore alongside in just a little bit. I am John Nelson, and it's great to be able to bring you the Game of the Week one more time, this time visiting our friends up Georgia 400. We'll start things off with the women's game, the girls' game coming up in just a little bit. Parkview comes in with a record of 4 wins and a loss. Wins over Kennesaw Mountain, Walton scoring 8 and winning 8-1, 8-0 over Grayson, beating Peachtree Ridge. And North Gwinnett was a 2-2 loss that went to penalties. On the flip side for Roswell, 4 wins, 1 tie, and 2 losses. Their goals scored versus conceded right now is at a +5, 11 scored, 6 conceded. So looking forward to seeing what happens after the win against Harrison for Roswell last time out. Wins over Cherokee, Chattahoochee, Pope, and West Forsyth. A draw against Cambridge, and losses to Alpharetta and to Johns Creek.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to
Get you underway here just a little bit.
for the featured game of the night, Roswell Hornets against the
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA is a national nonprofit working to transform youth and high school sports so that every child has a positive character-building youth sports experience. PCA provides live and online workshops to train double-goal coaches whose first goal is winning and whose second, more important goal is teaching life lessons through sports. PCA also has workshops for parents and high school student athletes. For more information, please visit positivecoach.org.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, contact my friend Steve Apolinski of Apolinski & Associates. He's been representing individuals for over 30 years throughout Georgia and Alabama. Email him at steve@aa-legal.com or call him 24/7 at 404-377-9191. The initial consultation is free.
We know that every driver is different, and a one-size policy does not fit all. That's why Country Financial offers a variety of discounts, so you get the coverage you need and the savings you deserve. From good driver to good student, multi-policy to multi-car, we've got a discount to suit every driver. Call Jason Wright at 678-568-6871 today to see what you could save. On Facebook at Jason Wright Agency or by phone at 678-568-6871. Discounts vary by state. Policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Preferred Insurance Company, or Country Casualty Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
It may not require a textbook, but it's filled with valuable lessons. It may not take place in a classroom, but it's an ideal environment for learning. It may not involve a diploma, but it can help prepare Georgia's young people for life. It's high school sports. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students that participate in high school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think again. Better yet, think about attending a high school sporting event in your community. You'll be amazed by what you see. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Georgia High School Association and the Georgia Athletic Directors Association.
Every year, millions of Americans are exposed to a contagious virus.
What is this virus? It's stigma.
Stigma promotes an environment of shame,
fear, and silence,
which prevents millions of people from seeking help.
But there's good news.
The National Alliance on Mental Illness believes stigma towards mental illness is 100% curable.
So do yourself and everyone a favor.
Go to curestigma.org and get tested for stigma.
I loved playing high school sports. I loved the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, all the pageantry, and I wanted to keep playing. But I graduated. No colleges called, and neither did the pros. So, to stay close to the game I loved, I decided to become a high school official. You know, a referee. When I played high school sports, I learned the importance of integrity, good sportsmanship, and respect for the rules. Now, as a high school official, I get to help model these same values to others. Maybe the colleges and the pros didn't call, but the kids in Georgia did. And now, I'm enjoying the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, and all the pageantry of high school sports all over again.
Interested in becoming a licensed high school official? Go to highschoolofficials.com to learn more and begin the application process.
Welcome back to the Hornets' Nest, Ray Manus Stadium here on the campus of Roswell High School. Getting ready for girls varsity action with Roswell and Parkview. Jason Longshore, what are you thinking?
Looking forward to this one. Two teams that have been historically among the best on both the boys and the girls' side. And these early season matches, when you're getting cross, region matchups, it's always interesting to compare, the Cobb schools to the Gwinnett schools, the South Side, the Fayette County schools to the North Fulton schools. You start to see kind of who's going to emerge later this year.
Next week, we'll see what the Fulton County schools are up to as North Springs takes on Riverwood on the campus of Riverwood High School, right just outside of 285. But looking forward to Roswell and their head coach Darden Latifi, and Parkview and their head coach Judson Hamby. What are they looking like formationally coming into the match?
Both teams coming in with variations of the 4-3-3. Roswell in more of a 4-2-3-1 as we were told, but when you get two teams in a similar shape, it ends up kind of looking very similar. So is that 4-2-3-1 going to get stretched into the 4-3-3 that Parkview has shown us? Parkview has also shown us one holding midfielder as opposed to two. Who has the advantage? How does it get flipped around? These are the things that we learn kind of early, first 5-10 minutes.
Catching up with the coaches before the match, Coach Darden, as he's called here on campus, said that basically what they're looking to do is get into the mid block, invite pressure, then get Parkview, get them to play long, catch them on the counter, and he thinks that if he can get into the half goalless, he's in pretty good shape. It was the same approach they had with Harrison. Caught him on the counter, got the one goal, and that's how they ended up winners 1-0.
Let's talk a little bit about the home side. 4-2-3-1 as we were described. Lisa DeBeer in goal, junior. Back line left to right. It's going to be Bella Aiken, a senior on the left side. Ashley Meyer as a center back, freshman getting the start. Ann Lesher, one of the captains of the squad, as a senior next to the freshman, and Sienna Kent as a senior right back. Two holding midfielders, Taylor Oakley, a junior, next to another one of the captains, Elise Barron, the senior, in front of them as the playmaker, Adley Wheeler, a sophomore, number 3. Left wing, Myred Clark as a junior. On the right side, senior Megan Connolly, and up top, it's Bailey Odinger, a sophomore.
Here in the first half, first 40 minutes, as you picture the match in your mind's eye, Roswell is going from left to right. They are in their all-green kits. And Parkview will be going from right to left. They are in white tops, orange shorts, and white socks. Throw in from Parkview, sent into the attacking third, kicked clear. So we'll try it again, once again, just at the edge of the middle third. Throw in for Parkview over on the far side.
Long throw down the line from Hope Britt.
Backtracking. Roswell, a whiff there, creates an opportunity for Parkview. Pass into the middle, top of the box with the left, blocked nicely by Parkview, but they do regain possession. Roswell getting into the passing lanes there, but Parkview will try to intercept, try to get something done inside the 18. Choppy passing so far by Roswell, trying to get out of their own defensive third. Parkview ends up with it in the middle third, trying to get something going over on the far touchline. It will go out, and it will be a throw for Roswell.
Big pressure early from the Panthers, not letting Roswell get out of their own half very easily.
Talking to Judson Hamby before the match, he says if we can press, we'll be doing all right. If we're getting corners, free kicks, and shots early on, then we are maintaining what we wanted to do coming into this particular match. Nicely done there with Parkview. Coming through a lot of open space. Near side. Looking to send it back out inside the 18. Sophie Stein had it. She tried to pass. It was intercepted by Roswell. Roswell trying to send players forward, but Stein will regroup and work it all the way back. Not enough on it, but nicely done to make sure that it didn't get into Roswell hands. Caroline Daniel intercepts, and Parkview will try it again.
Stein had stepped up from her left back role for Parkview. Roswell tried to play it in behind, but good recovery from Stein to snuff out that chance.
Hope Britt sends it forward. Kicked clear, so it will be a throw for Parkview in their attacking third, once again over on the far side.
Parkview's tried to work down that right side with Britt moving up from a right back position, and Eiley Hatchett, sophomore forward on the right wing.
Big throw there for Parkview, working it into the corner. It will end up going over the inline. It will be a goal kick as we're 2.5 minutes in, scoreless from Roswell with Roswell and Parkview.
Well, too big of a throw down the line. No one could get on the end of that one. Let's see if Parkview dials up the pressure as Roswell takes their goal kick. They move it over to the right side, and Parkview keeps their front three up very high. Don't give any options for a short ball out of the back.
Lisa DeBeer puts her foot into it, headed nicely that time by Neva Gaither, but it ends up back in the hands of DeBeer eventually, and she will send it back from left to right. Headed down. There was a chance there for Molly Hickman to try to turn with it. Tried to flick it forward, no one there, and it ends up back in the Roswell keeper's hands, sending it again.
DeBeer with a big punt. This time finds someone in green. It's flicked on, but Parkview recovers again.
Jada McCrae was initially a part of that. Molly Hickman challenging, but Roswell intervenes and sends it into the attacking third over the top. And there to defend was Sydney Mudd. Mudd with a 3.9 GPA. Looks like she's being recruited by some schools in the Atlantic Coast Conference.
Push in the back. It's a free kick for Parkview.
Caroline Daniel with her left. Roswell with the pressure now in the middle third. Molly Hickman will send it around. Intercepted by Roswell now. Roswell trying to work forward. Nicely done that time by Hope Britt on defense to make sure nothing happened of that particular Roswell rush. It'll be a throw for the Hornets in the attacking third.
Big recovery from Britt after the turnover was an opportunity for Mayred Clark, the junior left winger for the Hornets.
Roswell trying to throw it inside the area. 3 Parkview players were there. Britt will clear it one more time, and it will be another throw for Roswell. Coming up on minute number 5, goalless from Ray Maina Stadium here in Roswell. Thanks for accessing us however you are doing so. SoccerDownHere.net or the Soccer Down Here app. Tried to throw it into the area. Big boot that time. And it will be the third throw in a row for Roswell here.
Big clearance by Sidney Mudd.
Settled in that time by Roswell. Britt ends up touching it last as the centering pass was attempted, so it will be a corner on the far side for Roswell. Let's see what the Hornets have in mind here.
Patience from the Hornets as they try to work down the left side and look for the entry cross. Never could get the opening to put the cross in, but they're going to take this corner short quickly.
Adley Wheeler had it. Put it into the area. Chance for Roswell there. Gaither back to help defend. Looks like Parkview gets out of the jam, and they do. But
Turned into a great opportunity for Roswell, but they were unable to redirect that low-driven corner to the near post.
Sienna Kent will throw it in for Roswell. Nicely defended by Gaither that time. Trying to regain possession. Jada McCray to help out the sophomore.
Adley Wheeler battling for it for the Hornets. She forces the turnover.
Molly Hickman was a part of that. So was Britt. Back and forth with Britt. Interrupted. Whistle and a foul, so it's going to stick with Roswell right at center line.
Parkview really focused on getting over to the right side and attacking down that way.
As we continue, let's see how Darden Latifi and Roswell will address that. Sophie Stein working her way from the left into the middle of the field as an outlet. Big boot sent right in top of the area, headed down. Deflected back. Parkview ends up with possession. Stein tries to send it with the left, and it will be caught by Lisa DeBeer.
Stein tried to curl that into the back post. Had numbers on the backside. Popped the cross up just a bit too much. Easy for DeBeer.
Minute number 8. We are goalless here. Parkview and Roswell, game 1 of 2. The boys' match will follow shortly after the completion of this one. You'll have this match and that one here tonight. Big thanks to our friends at Roswell High for rolling out the green carpet for us this evening. Gaither trying to get something there, and the flag is up as Gabby Gardado was ahead of the play.
It's a good look from Gaither, who's sitting just a little bit deeper in the midfield, paired up with Jada McCray. Looking for the through ball, but the run was just a little too early from Gabriela Guardado.
And Lesher, one of the captains for Roswell, will send it back in, headed. Parkview there for it. Sabrina Martoul tries to spring a player for Parkview. Doesn't happen. Roswell intercepts. 4. Very tight 4 at the back there. Nicely done to get out of that jam. Elise Barron gets it taken away from her, but reinforcements are there to send it into the middle third.
Gaither nearly created a break for the Panthers. Caused the turnover, but unable to pick out the pass, and Roswell's able to escape. Throw at midfield for the Hornets.
Megan Connolly will leave it for Sienna Kent to throw. Off the deflection, Kent tried to send it forward. Roswell finally does. A lot of air under it into the attacking third. Back is Parkview. And making sure that it ended up in the hands of Maddie Walk. Safely done there by the Panthers.
And Bailey Odinger chasing for the Hornets, unable to get on the end of it.
Boot had a big first hop right there towards center line. Britt will settle. Put a right boot into it over here to the near side. Gardado available. Couldn't quite control it. Roswell will clear, but not completely. Once again, Parkview with possession. Sent all the way back for Sidney Mudd and Hope Britt. Back and forth. Roswell in pursuit. Oettinger there. And it will eventually end up being a throw in the attacking third for Parkview. Another chance here halfway through minute number 9.
Long ball from Parkview looking for someone in the attack. It's deflected away. Could have been a handball, but it's a throw instead for the Panthers.
Headed down. Throw once again. This time will be in the attacking third. Britt will try it again.
The long throw from Hope Britt. We've seen it multiple times. This time looking to go a little more centrally.
settled nicely there with the throw. Britt will get it back. Turn nicely done. Parkview. Still stopping and going. A lot of work that time by Neva Gaither. Gets out of the double team, top of the 18. Sent in with the left. Nice punch save there. No rebound, and it's cleared by Roswell.
Aggressive off her line. Lisa DeBeer came out to cut down the angle, got down quickly, and pushed that away from any potential rebound attempt.
But Britt there to reclaim for Parkview. Molly Hickman, a passing partner. Britt will send it into the area, and DeBeer will grab.
Guardado was up close, but DeBeer commands her 18, grabs that one, gathers it in.
Foot into it, right at center line. Sophie Stein was there, but Roswell ends up getting it after it ends up off of her boot. Kent will send it forward.
Great ball in.
Oettinger tries to do something with her right, but two Parkview players are there. It will end up being a corner near side. Second corner of the match for Roswell.
Oettinger 1-on-2, but it's a nice ball down the line from the right back, Sienna Kent, in behind the back line. Parkview recovers, but Oettinger was left alone there. Didn't have a ton of options. Tried to cut back to create some space for a shot. It never materialized.
Looks like Bella Aiken will take it for Roswell. As we're halfway through minute number 12. Not a whole lot of traffic inside the 6 at the moment. Let's see how that changes. Left foot in, inside the 6. Hit it over the bar! Great idea that time, right into the middle of everything from about 10 yards out, over the bar. First big chance of the night.
A great ball in with a left-footed in-swinging delivery. Powerful header, unable to get over it, and that was the problem. Did not test the goalkeeper, but the first sign Roswell's been able to get forward and create a dangerous opportunity.
Sienna Kent tries to get Oettinger inside the 18 again, up and over and in! Adley Wheeler! Very Carlos Vela-esque, and into the net 1-0.
Adley Wheeler looks up and sees the goalkeeper off her line, decides to take advantage and just pop one in to see if Madison Watt can get back. She is unable to. Perfectly placed, perfectly weighted from Wheeler, and Roswell leads 1-0, 27.5 left.
12-16 of the first half. First goal on the board for Roswell. How does Parkview respond? That's the question now. A lot of space for Hope Britt. Defenders in the way, so it'll be a throw for Parkview as they head toward the attacking third.
Panthers have had more of the possession so far in the first half, but Roswell's had the two better goal-scoring opportunities. They find the opening. They take the 1-0 lead. They had the header off the corner just a minute or so before. Parkview really hasn't had a dangerous chance as of yet. More possession, but it hasn't led to anything.
Britt with the throw. Gets it back, and so she'll try to chip it, and it's over everything.
Looking for a cross, unable to bend it into the back post, overhit, and DeBeer did not have to make a play.
Once again, just talking to Darden Latifi before the match. Bottom line was, invite the pressure, catch on the counter, you have a moment. Same thing happened last time out. You end up with the first goal on the board. Foul that time on Oettinger as she was trying to go over the top of Caroline Daniel. It's going to go with Parkview here as we're halfway through minute 14.
Tight call, scrappy defending from Oettinger. A little too physical.
Sophie Stein near side. Too much there as Parkview tried to get something going in the attacking third, but it will end up going all the way back. And Sydney Mudd will have it for the Panthers.
Roswell has no problem getting organized, dropping it long, letting Oettinger go chase, but keeping their shape and not getting overexposed.
Good recovery that time for Parkview. And Sydney Mudd sent forward with the left into the center circle, but getting there first is Roswell again. Back and forth continuing, now back towards center line. Parkview has it. Can they turn? They try with Sabrina Martoul, working down the far side, trying to get it inside the 18. Nicely done defending there by Ashley Meyer, and it's cleared. Last off of Parkview, it'll be a Roswell throw.
Dangerous cross, but the freshman Myers able to get her footing and not just block the cross, but get possession, played out wide, and they earn a throw.
Coach Latifi very impressed with the work so far by his freshman Ashley Meyer. Half his lineup senior laden, a lot of upperclassmen involved. But there are 2 10th graders and the 9th grader Meyer that are a part of it this season right now for Roswell. Thrown in and intercepted. Britt trying to win the header, but it comes up with Meyer being a part of the transition now for Roswell in the attacking third. Too much on it as they were looking for Oettinger to get sprung. It ends up in the hands of Madison Walk. It will end up back to Parkview.
The pass from Clark, too much. Oettinger can't get on the end of it.
Walk with a foot into it, but picked up by Roswell. The back and forth in the middle third. Header tried to settle, but it ends up with Parkview again. Hatchett couldn't control it. Back to Parkview, though, in the attacking third. Nicely intercepted that time by Meyer again. Britt tried to go in on the challenge that time. We're going to send it back to the back four for Roswell, and they'll regroup.
Gaither tried to hit the through ball. Parkview forces a turnover, though, and they have numbers.
3-on-1 in that particular element, but there's a whistle and a foul, so you're going to have a set piece now for Parkview. Parkview had some space to navigate. Roswell tried to keep things tight. It's going to be Sydney Mudd, it looks like.
Free kick just over 35 yards out. You're chipping this in, trying to drop it into the spot between the top of the 18 and the goalkeeper. They want to force Lisa DeBeer to have to make a decision coming off her line.
Oh, Britt retreats. Sent in and over the bar, over the crossbar on the football goalpost, and it's going to be a goal kick.
Too much from Sydney Mudd. She kind of got stuck in between ideas and puts it over everything. Doesn't test DeBeer again.
DeBeer puts her foot into it, into the attacking third, but once again, Parkview ends up with it. Not a whole lot on the pass, but it was kept in. Gaither, tightly marked. Going to work her way around left shoulder. Has some space, launch block, but another opportunity for Parkview, and they can't convert. Couldn't quite settle it down, and it ends up going over the bar. Another great chance for Parkview, still 1-0.
It's great work by Neva Gaither in the middle of the park. She spins away and gets loose on the left foot. Her shot was blocked, but the deflection fell right to Martoul, who wasn't able to get over the top of it and force a save.
But after the ball is sent back in, Parkview with their back three now will try to get another rush working. Nicely done by Gaither to turn. But three Roswell players are there. Oettinger now. Good step over to keep possession. Stein will get there first. Tries to spin out of trouble. It will last be touched by Roswell. Will be a deep throw in their own defensive third. But Parkview will hang on to it as we come up on the halfway point, a minute 19.
It's excellent work from the defender, Sophie Stein Jr., who can play up top as well, but 2-on-2 as Roswell is attacking down the right side. Stein's able to win the ball, play it off of a Roswell player, and earn the throw.
Nothing happening once again as they tried to get it to Gaither, knocked out by Roswell. We're going to have our first substitution of the match. And Gabby Gardado will take a seat for Judson Hamby and Parkview. And coming in, it looks like it is going to be Madeline Escobar, the sophomore forward, number 5, coming in for Parkview. Escobar with a nice nudge in the back to try to get Roswell off of their ideas there with Megan Connolly. But Connolly wins the throw. Last touch by Parkview. They'll do it again in the attacking third.
Roswell, we've seen this on the left side. They do it on the right now, just edging down the field with throws, consistently keeping possession in Parkview's half.
Good attempt by Roswell to try to keep it in the attacking third. The hop was too high, though, and they couldn't maintain control with Megan Connolly. Collision there with Connolly and with Sophie Stein. It ends up being last touched by Connolly. It'll be a Parkview throw.
Oh, it's a big stick from Megan Connolly as Sophie Stein's trying to turn the corner. Great tackle from Connolly, and Roswell's on it again.
Adley Wheeler scored the first one back in minute number 12. Shouldered away, nicely done, but it's sent inside the 18. Britt is there, and she is jousting with Marie Clark, and it was another chance that was just missed. It could have been 2-0.
Great work from Connolly. Great ball to the back post. Didn't win it cleanly, but Roswell gets a great chance off. Marie Clark forces a big save from Wack.
Foul on the far side, so it will be a set-piece chance here. 25 or so yards away. Left boot inside top of the area, settled down, but at Parkview ends up with it. They have a break. Can they convert? Nice pass there. Trying to get sprung that time with Sabrina Martoul. Sent in top of the area. Just missed the connection that time.
Still on the right side for Parkview.
And then finally cleared by Roswell.
Parkview defended that initial set piece really well. Clearance at the top of the 18, and they broke out quickly down the left. Panthers do earn a throw at the middle, in the middle third. They get another one here. Good defending from Roswell after the initial break from the Panthers.
Headed out by Mary Clark. Looks like Britt will be the one to throw over on the far side once again in the edge of the attacking third. Halfway through minute number 22, the one goal 10 minutes ago has stood up. And now we have a substitution coming in for Roswell, their first of the evening.
Fresh legs on the back line. Roswell's had a lot of recovery runs, long recovery runs. Getting a substitute in at right back. We'll get that in just a second.
Elise Barron substituted out by Roswell. And it looks like Natanya Natterman, the senior defender, is in now for Roswell. Roswell had another chance at a bit of a break in the middle third, but it last touched them, and so Hope Britt will throw it in for Parkview. On the near side, Sophie Stein trying to get Gaither free from the double team. She just sends it back. Sent forward nicely into the attacking third. Nice 1-2 by Parkview. Gaither tried to do a bit of a shoulder nudge to get some space. Didn't quite happen. Jada McCrae will win possession. She'll give to Britt over on the far side, right near center line, and Parkview will try it again.
There's been no space for Gaither in the middle of the field today. Elise Barron is following her everywhere she's going, marking her out of the game so far. It's only been a couple of times that Gaither's been able to spin and lose that mark, and the captain for the Hornets, Barron.
Megan Connolly sends it down back into their own defensive third. Parkview will try it again. The back and forth with Caroline Daniel and Sophie Stein. All a part of it so far. This Roswell just getting in the way a lot. Headed again. Middle of their own defensive third. Now it's headed once again by Roswell. Just a left boot sent forward. Flag stays down, and they try to launch it. Oh, and with the same kind of a chip, it goes over the bar, over the football goalpost, over the football crossbar. It'll be a goal kick.
That's a beautiful ball over the top from Parkview, trying to spring their number 9, their center forward, Sabrina Martoul. Martoul's not trying to really chip there. She's just trying to pop it over the goalkeeper. Got a little bit too much of it, and it goes over the bar. No save from De Beer, and Parkview wastes another opportunity. They're starting to look a little dangerous, though, with that ball in behind over the back line for the Hornets.
Substitution for Roswell. Katie Northerner, the 9th grade striker, now in, replacing Bailey Oettinger. Trying to get Roswell in the attacking third one more time. Doesn't quite work. Megan Connolly's ideas were interrupted. She ends up getting it back. Pass was too much, and Gaither's trying to get some space. She gets bumped off of it. They're going to call a foul there on Elise Barron.
Calling it very tight. Barron stepped in quickly on Gaither. Must have gotten the boot just a little high, but that's a foul that Roswell's not going to worry about too much. It's inside Parkview's half. It slows up the attack, and now Sophie Stein's going to have to take this free kick up against the touchline.
Stein trying to figure out where to go with it. Ends with the left. Gaither ends up with it after an initial deflection. Has some space. Great step over with the left. Launch with the left! And off the crossbar. Rebound is there, and it is in! A couple of deflections. No settles. It goes in, and we're tied at 1.
One of the few times that Nieva Gaither is able to create a little bit of space. The deflection off of Gaither as the referees have a discussion on the far side. We'll see if this one's going to stand. Barron lost it in the air. Gaither's able to spin away from trouble. Her left-footed shot had a lot on it. De Beer got both hands to it but couldn't settle. And then Roswell could not clear. But there is an offside. The last Parkview player, and we believe that it was Martoul, the last player to touch, was offside in that big scrum, and it is no goal. Roswell still leads 1-0.
And the flag is up. Parkview offside again as they were trying to attack.
Actually, I don't think it was offside on the goal. I think it must have, when it came off the crossbar, it must have touched the football crossbar because they're treating this as a goal kick. Anyway, we're back underway, and Roswell clears.
Center circle. Roswell tries to get another offensive push going. Northerner tries to get underneath it. She does. But worked from behind by Madeline Escobar and also by Jada McCrae now. Creates a whistle. Looks like they're going to call the foul on Escobar. Right on the edge of the attacking third. It's another chance for another set piece for Roswell. Let's see.
It was great work from Roswell. Parkview was unable to clear at all. Kept losing possession.
Top of the area, headed and wide, harmlessly so it would be a goal kick.
Dangerous ball in from Oettinger, unable to find anybody on the back post. Sorry, that ball in was from Natterman, the substitute. Good one to the back post, unable to head it on goal. And now Parkview will take a goal kick. Panthers have struggled to respond a little bit. They're bringing in some fresh legs up top. But 12 and a half left here in the first half. Roswell holding on to their 1-0 lead.
And that first big hop as they were looking for Kendra Davis, the new player in for Parkview. Ends up with Roswell again getting possession, trying to get something done in the attacking third. Cannot.
Hornets had an opportunity on the right side if they'd been able to get control.
Gaither lays it off. Parkview with numbers. Davis calling for it. Nicely done to interrupt that run that time by that back four of Roswell. And the Hornets have some space. Trying to spring Northerner that time. Too much there, and it's easily picked up by Maddie Walk.
Wheeler needed to take one more touch to clear the line. She would have had a better angle for the pass. It's a very difficult ball she attempted to play in behind.
Last touch by Roswell as Parkview tries to get out of their own defensive third. Britt will throw towards center line. Settled down. The give back. Almost out, stayed in a couple of different times, and now Parkview has an opportunity here. Sent in looking for Davis. Davis can't get there first. And that Roswell backline again just launches it long, trying to get Northerner underneath the ball. But good work by Parkview to try to bring it back the other way, middle third. Roswell defense just very, very stout here coming up on minute 29.
And Lesher with a couple of clearances in that last sequence. One of the Hornets' captains. It's not often you see a senior and freshman combo at center back, but it's working really well for Roswell right now.
Stein trying to give it to Gaither. Nice flick to work it forward now. Center line. And a foul is called as Damaris Gaines tried to dribble with it out of center circle into the attacking third.
Free kick for the Panthers just inside the attacking half. About 50 yards from goal, but they're going to play this to the top of the 18. Look for a flick on.
Roswell gets there first. Trying to track it down. Looks like it was last touched by Parkview. It was. It will be a Roswell throw.
10 minutes left here in the first half. Roswell holding on to the 1-0 lead. Parkview's had a goal called back. Appeared the shot that came off the crossbar ended up touching the football goalpost. There was a conference between the referee and the assistant referee on the far side. They went with no goal, and Parkview is still looking for an equalizer.
Stein looking for Davis on the throw. Ends up being intercepted by Roswell. And we'll get it to the far side. Adley Wheeler. Hope Britt gets in the way over on the far side there with Lauren Connolly. It's going to be a throw for Roswell. Let's see where they finally give it to the Hornets, right at center line. Britt's there to interrupt that. But once again, gain another 20 yards, gain another throw over on the far side. It's Roswell all over again.
Hornets about 40 yards from goal with the throw on the far side.
Trying to find a partner. 4 players trying to gain possession of it, 2 on each side. Parkview will come out with it. Gaither trying to get some space. Bumped off the ball, but she got the pass completed first. Britt will send it long with the right boot. Ends up going out as she was looking for Davis again, so it'll be another Roswell throw.
It's an excellent tackle by Sydney Mudd at the beginning of that sequence. Roswell on the throw, nearly able to create a turn and drive into space, but Mudd tackled it away.
Familiar hop, friendly hop there as the chance was available for Wheeler again. But Madison Walk there to get it, so nothing happening there for Roswell. We stay at 1-0.
Good decision by the junior goalkeeper. Madison Walk came off her line very quickly and decisively. No hesitation. She gets there first.
Roswell in the middle of their attacking third now. Pass was too much that time by Wheeler. Trying to get it to Megan Connolly, so it'll be a throw for Parkview here near side.
After the Panthers had a bit of a flurry that led to that goal that was called back, Roswell has responded and really pinned Parkview into their own half.
Right to game plan, as they did last time out against Harrison. Got a 1-0 victory that time. The ball is sent out by Parkview defensively, so it will be a throw for Roswell as they head toward the attacking third one more time. Good flick. Chance for Roswell here near side as they get inside the attacking third, just inside the 18, sent into the area, headed clear by Parkview.
Mudd with a big header again, right in front of an attacker.
Madeline Escobar tries to clear it. She does. Britt gets in the way. Big hops here on this pitch at Ray Manus Stadium. Almost have you looking for the second ball inside the area. Nice decision again that time by Maddie Watt to get there to keep Roswell from getting their second goal on the board with less than 7 to go first half.
Deflection nearly fell for the Hornets, but Walk off her line quickly. No chance for Roswell to get there. She punts long.
Katie Northerner was that close to making it 2-0 for the Hornets. Kendra Davis in pursuit. Can't quite hang on to it. Roswell will send it long again. Northerner in pursuit. Back to Walk. We'll send it forward looking for Britt in the middle third. And I'll say that it went out before Britt could save it, so it'll be another Roswell throw over on the far side.
Britt unable to dance along the sideline and keep that one in.
Throw for the Hornets coming up on 6 minutes to go before the half. Dribbling through traffic. Nice one touch. Passing over to the far side. Cutting in and inside the area. The second that happens, hope Britt gets in the way. But Roswell fans wanted a corner. They say it was last touched by Roswell, so it will be goal kick.
It's a great tackle by Britt. She comes all the way back across and blasts that off of the Roswell attacker. Earns the goal kick, and she's going to take it.
Britt sends it forward. Middle third. Gaither trying to turn. Looking for Escobar. Inside the 18. Escobar gets there first. Tries to get it inside the 6. Cannot. Davis is there. Tries to dribble around the edge. Cannot. Last touch. That time by Davis. So it will be a throw-in for Roswell under 5 minutes.
Beautiful ball by Gaither over the top. Escobar beat the first defender, but Ann Lesher came across and tackled it away.
Great defense that time by Parkview. Davis sends it back out. Looking for Damaris Gaines. Gaines can't hang on to it off the double team, but Gaither is there for it. Trying to dribble around a couple of Roswell players. Davis had it, lost it, and here comes Roswell the other way.
Gaither is trying to load up that left foot for another dangerous shot. Tackled away from her at the last moment. Hornets trying to break.
Have to backtrack a little bit before they can come forward. Launched with the right, looking for Northerner over the top. She'll get there. Northerner alone and in! Katie Northerner, the 9th grader, with her 4th goal on the year, and it's 2-0 to Roswell.
It's a perfectly weighted ball over the top by Bella Aiken. Just enough backspin on it for Northerner to get underneath. Northerner, lots of composure as she drives into the 18 behind the Parkview back line. Slots it into the far side netting. Great finish from Katie Northerner, and Roswell leads 2-0, just over 4 minutes left here in the first half.
Let's see what Parkview has in mind here for the final 4 minutes to try to cut into this now 2-goal deficit. A lot of open space. Players from both sides chasing after it. And it looks like they're going to call a foul on Roswell. As Parkview's Kendra Davis tried to turn in the middle third. Reset quickly. Looking for Escobar.
They're bringing that back. The ball was rolling on the initial free kick. Parkview tried to take it quickly, a little too quickly. It's in the middle third on the edge. This is another free kick for the Panthers, so they're going to drop into the top of the 18, look for the flick, and look for the knockdown.
Mudd sends it in. Right toward the 6, headed and flicked, and just wide to the near side, so goal kick at 3:20 to go.
Mudd picked out Gaither, who was unmarked and had a little bit of space, just trying to redirect it into the inside the far post. Got maybe a little bit too much of it, and it goes wide.
Win the ball!
Lisa DeBeer looking to send it forward. She finally does at 2:52. Parkview's there. Davis will turn. Tried to spring that right. She couldn't do it. And it was last touched by Roswell on defense, so it will be a throw-in by Britt over at the beginning of the attacking third, about 35 yards out.
2.5 left. Hornets leading 2-0. Long throw, 30 yards from goal for the Panthers.
Tough defense there by the Hornets. Britt coming in on the overlap. Ball was taken away, sent to the back line, and sent forward. Launched by Roswell, but here's Northerner again. Didn't quite get enough on it as she was looking for a partner. So here comes Mudd. Good turn by Parkview now in the attacking third. Sent in with the right, top of the box, knocked away. Roswell's defense couldn't quite get enough on it to clear, so once again, Mudd will have it. Britt. Davis. Trying to get Kendra Davis off and running, and they can't do it at a minute 40.
Great ball from Meyer. Didn't just clear, actually picked out a teammate in the middle third. Roswell loses possession. Here come the Panthers again.
Looking for Gaither, and it's going to end up right in the arms of Lisa DeBeer. Too much on it.
Overhit that for Gaither. Might have been looking for Escobar on the back post. Either way, it's too much.
Not saved as it was in the middle third. It's going to be a throw for Parkview here coming up on 70 seconds. What can Stein do with it from about 50 yards out? Throws it down the touchline. Last touched by Parkview. Slowing it down will be Megan Connolly before she hands it off, but once again Parkview, one last shot here coming up under 50 seconds. The Roswell defenders both shying away from it before it calms down. Gaither looking to turn. Gets it interrupted again, but it's going to be another throw for... Thought it was going to be another throw for Parkview. Last touch by Parkview at 30 seconds. It'll go to Roswell.
Gaither tried to spin away and create a little bit of space for an opportunity. Unable to find it. This Roswell back line really preventing opportunities inside the final third. Parkview's got the clock ticking, and they've got a free kick 40 yards from goal.
15 seconds and counting. Damaris Gaines, the junior, tries to get it to the top of the area. Knocked out. Back and forth continues. Can they get Northerner going? But Mudd is there at 2 seconds one, and she will just let it go as we are through with the first half. Roswell with a goal from Adley Wheeler on a chip at 12:16, and then Katie Northerner makes it 2-0 at 35-47. Your thoughts on the first 40?
Resolute defending from the center back pairing of Ann Lesher and Ashley Meyer. That's the basis for everything for Roswell as they started to grow into the game. They get some opportunities, maybe a little bit fortunate on the chip from Wheeler. The second goal from Northerner, it's a great through ball in, and Northerner with a wonderful finish. Roswell, your 2-0 leaders, and a very deserved leaders after that first 40 minutes.
So when we come back, we'll get you set for the second 40 minutes, get you ready for the boys' match as well. It is the SDH Network Soccer Down Here Game of the Week from Ray Manus Stadium at Roswell. We'll be back in just a little bit.
We know that every driver is different, and a one-size policy does not fit all. That's why Country Financial offers a variety of discounts, so you get the coverage you need and the savings you deserve. From good driver to good student, multi-policy to multi-car, we've got a discount to suit every driver. Call Jason Wright at 678-568-6871 today to see what you could save. On Facebook at Jason Wright Agency, or by phone at 678-568-6871. Discounts vary by state. Policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Preferred Insurance Company, or Country Casualty Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
Looking for future leaders we can trust and believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Georgia. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It begins by making their grades and being on time for practice. It includes learning to listen, following directions, accepting responsibility, being a good role model. And it's about respect for officials, opponents, the rules, and each other. The result? It transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. High school sports. There's so much more than just a game. This message presented by the Georgia High School Association and the Georgia Athletic Directors Association.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, contact my friend Steve Apolinsky of Apolinsky and Associates. He's been representing individuals for over 30 years throughout Georgia and Alabama. Email him at steve@aa-legal.com or call him 24/7 at 404-377-9191. The initial consultation is free.
Stadium here on the campus of Roswell High School. It is halftime. Home side up 2-0 in the girls' game. After this game is completed, it will be the boys' match with Parkview and Roswell to finish up the SDH Network Soccer Down Here Game of the Week. Next week, we will be at Riverwood for North Springs and Riverwood to catch up with the Raiders and the Spartans. See what it's going to look like with those two sides next week. And after that, we hit the road. Go to places like Toombs County to check out on Dalton is part of it as well. And it's going to be fun to go catch up with places in Watkinsville and Decatur, a bunch of other places to catch up with SDH Network Soccer Down Here. Game of the Week. We'll get you set up for the second 40 minutes. 2-0 Roswell just around the corner. Jason rejoins after the break.
I loved playing high school sports. I loved the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, all the pageantry, and I wanted to keep playing. But I graduated. No colleges called, and neither did the pros. So, to stay close to the game I loved, I decided to become a high school official. You know, a referee. When I played high school sports, I learned the importance of integrity, good sportsmanship, and respect for the rules. Now, as a high school official, I get to help model these same values to others. Maybe the colleges and the pros didn't call, but the kids in Georgia did. And now, I'm enjoying the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, and all the pageantry of high school sports all over again.
Interested in becoming a licensed high school official? Go to highschoolofficials.com to learn more and begin the application process.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
A ranger station.
I'd like to report a bear hug.
Okay.
I put out my campfire and Smokey Bear hugged me.
So you drowned the fire, you stirred it, drowned it again, and felt that it was cold?
Uh-huh.
Yep, he's just letting you know you did good.
Bear hug from Smokey Bear. Status update.
I'm gonna let you go now. There are many ways to start a fire, but one sure way to put it out. Learn how you can do your part at SmokeyBear.com.
Sponsored by the U.S. Forest Service, Ad Council, and your state forester.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Georgia. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Georgia High School Association and the Georgia Athletic Directors Association.
Welcome back to the Hornets' Nest, getting ready for the second 40 minutes with Roswell up 2-0. Katie Northerner got her 4th goal of the year, but not before Adley Wheeler got her 2nd. Jason Longshore back alongside. And Jason, let's take a peek at what the coaches said to us before the match and analyze that going forward here. Judson Hamby, the head coach for Parkview, said in looking at Roswell, admitted that they're a physical team, they're good in the air. If he was to get his way, ideally they would press, get corners, get frees, and get shots. Then that would be how they would get what they would need.
Moments of that, but not enough of it for Parkview. They would get sequences where they would be able to press, but Roswell also, I think, it predicted that. And Roswell really hasn't tried to build out of the back too much. They've skipped the midfield and the build-up a decent bit, and they've looked for the ball over the top, and they've had success with it. So Parkview's going to have to find another way, if they can't press, to create those turnovers, to create those opportunities.
Catching up with Darden Latifi, the head coach for Roswell's girls varsity, he said before the match that we wanted to invite pressure, get them to play long, meaning getting Parkview to play long, try to catch them on the counter, and get into our mid-block. With the game plan, if we're 0-0 at the half, it's basically the same approach that we would have against Harrison. They won that one 1-0. What do you think?
Well, they're a lot better than 0-0 at the half, that's for sure. They get 2 goals in the first half. They're not going to change a thing. I mean, and Roswell's in great shape. There's no need to risk anything playing through pressure in the back. You can step up and press. And also, I think what we started to see as the half went on, as Parkview got a little frustrated, they started to look long and not build up play. They haven't been able to find Ava Gaither in the middle of the park very much. It's been excellent defending by Roswell. It's a midfield duo in the holding midfield. Taylor Oakley's able to step forward at times and help the attack, but Elise Barron has been the one primarily tasked with defending Gaither. Followed her most spots on the field. It was only a couple of times that Gaither was able to get free and make anything dangerous happen. One was an awkward deflection that deflected in front of Barron. It went off of Barron. She lost sight of it, and Gaither was able to go in and put a dangerous shot on that DeBeer made the save but didn't hold it and nearly gave the Panthers an opportunity to get a goal. Outside of that, and maybe 1 or 2 other through balls, Elise Barron has shut down Nieva Gaither. Parkview's going to have to find another way. They're not able to get anything going through their press because Roswell's skipping the midfield. They're playing over top of that. So Parkview's going to have to find another way here in the second half to impact this match. I think they need to get somebody else in the middle of the field to help Gaither, somebody to play off of, and force Roswell to make some decisions. So far, the Hornets' game plan's working to perfection.
Gaither, 10 goals on the season, heading to Furman. Kendra Davis, heading to Presbyterian, 9 goals on the season. Only 5 games in, 2 of those wins were 8-goal games. 8-1 win over Walton, 8-0 over Grayson, knocking off Peachtree Ridge 3-2, beating Kennesaw Mountain 2-0, and once again losing in penalties to North Gwinnett when that one went to penalties at 2-2.
We had a chance to see that North Gwinnett team in the first week of the season. Really strong group from North Gwinnett. I think Parkview is a team, like a lot of teams in Georgia this year, that's had kind of a strange schedule. We've had kind of a stop-start kind of schedule with the weather that we've seen all over the state. And they've also had a little bit of an up and down in terms of being tested. And now they have probably their biggest test of the season. 2-0 down, 40 minutes to go on the road. They've got to get one as early as possible to start to turn the tide.
Coming into this one, Roswell, 4 wins, a draw, 2 losses. 4 wins and a loss for Parkview heading into this one. Parkview North Gwinnett, that was a rematch of the semifinal last year, which also went to penalties. And we're now underway in the second 40 minutes as you're visualizing the match. Once again, Parkview in their white tops, orange shorts. They're going from left to right. And home Roswell is in their all green.
Another long throw from Hope Britt to start us here in the second half. Actually fakes it out, goes short.
Changed her mind. Nicely done there on the motion. Right boot sent inside the area. Nicely defended that time by Roswell. But Parkview will end up right back up with it. Nice turn there by Molly Hickman. Tries to get it into the 18. Once again, cleared by Roswell.
With the 2-goal lead, Roswell doesn't have to force anything. They're under pressure, clear, play long, reset.
Long throw that time by Britt, but there were 3 Roswell players there, and they're going to call a whistle on Mary Clark. It's going to be a set piece now. Looks like Britt will take it about 30 yards or so, 30, 35.
Clark went in just a little high on Hickman. Causes the foul, free kick opportunity just over 30 yards, but up against the touchline. Looking for a little bit of a bend from right to left from Britt.
No bend there, but it was right on and in! We thought there was going to be some bend, but it goes up over the goalie, up over Lisa DeBeer, and it's 2-1 a minute and a half into the second.
That's the one that's supposed to be a cross that turns into a shot, and you say you meant it the whole time. Parkview finds the goal to cut this in half. It's Hope Britt. Strikes it well. She's got options on the back post. DeBeer started to cheat a little bit to that back post, but Britt just hit it flat right into the upper corner. 2-1. Roswell leads, and they're under a lot of pressure right now.
See a lot of spring in the Parkview steps right now, but into the middle. There's a chance there for Roswell. But Parkview's going to come back with it, and another chip, and just wide this time on the near side. Substituted at the half is Kristen Liguori, the senior. So she is in net now for Roswell here for the second 40 minutes.
Dangerous opportunity, long-range shot, looking for that same upper corner.
Headed down by Parkview. Davis looking to turn. Roswell fans wanted a foul, didn't get it. Davis had the pass, and it is running into double coverage, basically. That time was Sabrina Martoul, and it ends up being a turnover, but Roswell can't do anything with it into the middle third. Last touch by Parkview on defense, so it'll be a Roswell throw.
Hickman lunging back, knocked that one out. Throw for the Hornets near midfield.
Molly Hickman feeling that one for Parkview just a little bit. And they're going to call a foul that time on Adley Wheeler.
Game starting to get physical. Wheeler a little frustrated with that call. Played it long. Referee did not care for that. A little bit of a conversation. No yellow card. Free kick for the Panthers just inside their own half.
Sent forward by Mudd. Inside the area as Davis tried to spin off of a Roswell defender, and Liguori ends up with it. She'll send it back in quickly. Gets a lot of air under it, though, into the middle third. Coming down with it was Parkview. A couple of high bounces off of this turf here at Ray Manus. But Parkview ends up in control with it, and it's Jada McCrae. Eventually goes to the back line with Mudd. And now Parkview will bring it forward. Stingy defense, trying to turn it into immediate offense that time. Did not happen as Netterman is up top. But the back and forth is there now, and it's Parkview once again on the turn. Up and over Davis. Davis thought someone was behind her, so she let it go. But that four-player back line for Roswell there to defend and clear.
Good clearance from Meyer that time. Parkview just trying to play it down the middle, look for the second ball. Meyer and Lesher not giving up anything to this Parkview attack.
Adley Wheeler tried to drive on Jada McCrae that time. Shouldered off of it, but it ends up being a throw. And the attacking third for Roswell tries to send it to the top of the 18. Big hop. Britt gets under it entirely too much. Shouldered down, but it ends up in the arms of Maddie Walk.
Just looking for a deflection. I think it was Connolly on that back post. Unable to get her head to it, just throws her body at it. Able to direct it in the vicinity of the goal, but easy for Walk to grab.
Taylor Oakley was in the middle of it as the ball was sent forward. But it ends up back in Parkview's possession. Trying to dribble out of trouble. Once again, very, very stout defense, but then a turn there by Parkview. Last touch by Roswell.
Both teams a little on edge here after that goal from the free kick. 5 minutes into the second half. There's just over 34 minutes left. 2-1 lead for Roswell.
Davis tries to turn, get it forward. Roswell's there to intervene. Mudd. A slight chip to herself.
That's excellent from Mudd.
Great chip to herself to try to maintain control. Got a little help from McCray. And then sent forward by Molly Hickman. Here comes Parkview again.
Parkview has changed their plan up a little bit. They're going more route one, a little more direct, taking some of the pressure off of Gaither in the middle of the park. She's able to get on the second ball a little bit more, but this time it's Roswell who wins that second ball and starts to break.
Natterman right in the middle of it. And also a part of it, Adley Wheeler. Over to the far side. Good turn there, but good shoulder work. Chipped back in, set up.
Over the end line. It's a goal kick. Ball's initially over the end line. Flag went up quickly on the far side.
It's the football end line in the end zone, which is the end line for soccer matches here at Ray Manus.
That's the back of the end zone. That's the line. It's a full 120 long here at Roswell High School. So if the ball is completely in the white, it's out of the field of play.
Jada McCray was a part of it, as Adley Wheeler was as well. Roswell with possession, but McCray nicely done to get possession back for Parkview on the turn. Trying to get Davis off and running, but it was intercepted again by Roswell. Nicely done there. And the flag is up that time as Bailey Ottinger was there.
They thought she was coming back from an offside position. It looked like the other center back, Mudd, kept her onside. Notterman. Very strange call there because Mudd must have been the one that was up just a little bit higher than we could tell from our angle. Sorry, it was Odinger who was offside. Didn't really make much sense on that call, as you can hear from the spectators.
Hornet fans really involved.